Sharon of Dan and Sharon. You guys kind of stuck with me on this one. Dan's in getting a shower. He slept late today, so he's running a little bit behind schedule. I wanted to talk to you guys about something new that we started about a month ago, and I apologize for the severe lack of videos, but we've been really busy, and this is one of the things we've been busy with. We've started doing foster kittens again. Which is something you guys have been with us for a really long time, like pre-accident, we used to do before. We always, we worked with a shelter, one of like three we would go back and forth between, and we would take in kittens, in particular during kitten season, which we're in the height of right now. And we would do orphan, Danielle and I would work together, and we would do orphan kittens, kittens without a parent. So that typically involves bottle feeding. Sometimes it involves medication, because a lot of the strays have different upper respiratory infections, eye infections, and sometimes even a little worse than that. We fostered, you guys in the recent past will remember, we fostered Cello. Through her first eye surgery, and then of course we adopted her because she's fabulous, and she had her second eye surgery about a year ago, and has done really well. So we had her at first on a foster to nurse her through. She actually had 2 eye surgeries before we adopted her. We nursed her through all that, and then of course it was a year later and the infection recurred in the other eye. So you guys know Cello. She's our foster poster child, and over the years, Danielle started doing fostering in 2008 when she was in 8th grade. It was her 8th grade project, actually, and after that, she and I were hooked. I mean, it's amazing to constantly have kittens in the house and not end up landing as a crazy cat hoarder person, which I am dangerously close to sometimes. But the great thing about fostering is you get them through the kitten stage, you feed them maybe a little bit of medication for this, that, or the other that they come in with, and then they go back to the shelter to be adopted. What fostering does for the shelters, which is incredible, is it expands their capacity, basically. So, you know, you have a physical space and you have cages in the space, and that's as much as it goes. You can't let them go outside or anything. But by fostering, you can expand your capacity by as many fosters as you can line up. And that's what's great for them. When we foster, we do the food and everything ourselves. But the shelter has been able to help us out with various equipment, like pens, like this one. This one I actually just bought, but we've had pens from them in the past, gates, you know, the baby gates that you can restrict like certain areas of your house to the fosters. And, you know, all kinds of things like that, linens, towels and things. So they've been able to help us with that. We do the food, they do the vet bills. So with the shelter we've probably been with the longest, every 2 weeks you bring your foster kittens back in and they start them on shots. Once they hit 2 to 2.5 pounds, then they become, then they're fixed. And after that, they come back to the shelter to stay and to be adopted. Another advantage to the foster program is that we handle the kittens more. And no matter how much, we haven't found a shelter employee that we didn't think was like crazy dedicated and really committed to the animals. But they can't play with the kittens as much as we can here at the house. So you end up with a much friendlier kitten. If you have one cage with returned fosters in it and one cage with babies that have been pretty much in a cage, the difference in personality is huge. And even though this isn't the primary goal, although it kind of is, but is to get these animals adopted. So when you pick up a cat that's been in foster for a couple months, that kitten purrs as soon as you touch it. It expects people to be nice to it, and it enjoys being picked up. It enjoys a pet here and there, having its, the sides of its face scratched and all those kind of things. A cat that's fearful that's in the shelter is going to have a hard way to go to be adopted, because people don't tend to adopt animals with that kind of problem. So, long story short, we've had these guys for about 6 months. This is a private foster, so a friend of mine had a situation where in her workplace there was a pregnant cat, and they have a bunch of employees there that are all committed to this cat. And this cat, although it could have been feral, was not, I think because of all the human contact it got in the workplace. And I guess it helped him out with mice maybe or whatever. She got pregnant, so they didn't want her and the kittens kind of rambling around where there might be heavy equipment or lots of people or something like that, to keep them safe, bottom line. So she asked us to take them until the kittens are ready. There are 5 kittens in this litter, and all 5 of them are spoken for by one of the employees at the workplace, which is great. It's also the only way Dan would let me take this bunch, because he knew there was no danger of my keeping anybody. Don't tell him I told you. So, and we have the mom cat too. We don't typically do that, and Nan and I kind of found out why this time, because we have, as you guys know, we have 4 cats here that are, the permanent residents, as it were. And we always thought they would not, any group of permanent cats would not take kindly to mom cats. And we were so right. And we found that out this time. So this cat, is coming in, and she's good with people, but she's not really another animal type cat. So she's taken a run at some of our existing cats, and she's basically taken up residence in my bedroom, because I have a door, that we can close there. She's great. She's a wonderful cat. She sleeps in the bed with me at night and everything. She's very sweet. She hates, and if there was a stronger word than hate, plug that in here. Absolutely hates all the existing cats. And I guess she views them as rivals for the babies, or is some hormonal thing maybe happening, I'm not sure. So going forward after this, we probably won't take mom cats again. We found out that that was actually a good strategy. So what we're doing right now, these kitties are about 6 weeks old. They are walking independently. They can see now. All kittens, when they're born, have blue eyes. So these guys had the most beautiful, bright blue eyes. Now they're starting to turn, and I think that they're mostly going to be green eyes, which is neat. So that's the stage that they're at, and we're trying to wean them now, so that they're transitioning from, milk from mom to milk in a dish, and now we've moved to actual solid food. And it's going very well. Yesterday we had 5 kittens all eating out of their little bowls here. Well, I've also seen kittens sneak over and eat out of mom's bowl, which is usually how weaning starts. When they're ready, they'll start like haunting mom's food and kind of, looking at that and smelling it and whatever. So I'm going to let some out, and we'll see if we can get them to eat. In this video, I've got some videos of the weaning process, like as of about a week ago, because it's fun to watch. We have a lot of still pictures. Dan is loving these guys, and Dan, back in the day, before the accident, was a big help with bottle feeding kittens and all of that. He always loved them. They loved him because he's a big guy, he's warm, and I have some pictures of him back then with like kittens kind of attached to him, enjoying the warmth, and he's petting them. He loves them. Right now they run around all over him. We load them into his bed, so that's pretty fun, and there's some pictures of that coming up too. So let's meet these guys. All right, guy. Yeah, I know, I was talking too much. Okay, come on out. Are you hungry? Whoops, my bad. Come on out. Okay, this is 3 of them are gray with white, either a bib or white markings on their face. They look very much like their mother does. And there are 2 gray ones. If you look all the way in there, you can see him. He'll be out in a minute. And here they come, and they're going to start eating. So let me get out of the road so you guys can see them. You can have your own bowl if you want, friend. Here comes a gray kitty. And we got 2 others in there who are apparently taking a nap. So, what good big big guys you are. Look at this. Here comes, this is the baby, meaning the smallest of the litter. And we haven't named these guys. They all are going to homes. So we thought it would be cool if they heard their name the first time from who they're going to live with. So right now they're just kitties. This guy's adorable. And we think that Dad might have been a tabby because this guy has a lot of rings and markings in his fur, even though you probably can't see it so much here, but why don't you try some? Come on, let's have some. Okay, somebody bailed. To get them started sometimes, you put a little bit of the gravy on your finger and let them know that this is good to eat. Is it? Yeah, it's delicious, I told you. It's seafood, my friend. Yeah. I know, I can't afford seafood for dinner. There you go. Okay, and that one just put his foot in it and then shook it all over the living room. So here's a guy. This is the guy that looks most like Mom, almost identical in the way the white markings are, the boots, you can see. These guys are such good kids. They're gonna have great lives. They're gonna be great with whoever they go with. Hey, great kitty. We've got one great kitty napping in the pen. Try some. It's very delicious. In the description for this video, I'm going to link some shelters that you can contact in case you're interested in having kittens and being able to give them back so you don't get crazy about them. Fostering is a great thing. There's way more rewards for us, we feel, than there is to anybody else. The folks that we're keeping, these guys who keep thanking us profusely and all, and I'm like, hey, you let me play with your kittens. So it's pretty much all good. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. I promise to deliver Dan on the next one. And if you have any questions about any part of the fostering process, these guys, future cats that we get, don't hesitate. And we'll see you in the next video.
Individual states. Hey, more like old Hampshire, you dusty bitch.
Dan is a very selfish guy.
Come here, sweetie. Let's get something to eat. Come here. Look. Have a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. Oh, doll face. What am I going to do with you guys? Oh, there we go. I told you it wasn't bad. I told you. Have a little more taste. Yum. Would you like to drink some out of the bowl? Told you it was good. You guys got to listen to me more. How about trying the bowl? Look, try some in here. Here you go. Mommy's going to want to know why you have seafood breath. There you go. What a big grown-up kitty you are.
Hijo del pueblo, yo me cuento entre la gente que no tiene falsedad.
She's got to cheer up that kid. Seriously.
Aw, kitty.